Every time I'm out here, I forget what I was about to say. I don't know. It's like I can never. I gotta figure out how to edit. Yeah. Man. Like, see when I post like these videos of my mom acting loony and shit. It's like I just do that because like it's weird. I'm connected to God, and it's like really tapped into God. I've noticed like at one time I wasn't. It's funny because not funny, but this world honestly did everything and anything. This is how you know like the demonic or the I don't want to say demonic, but evil energies in this world, are real. They did whatever they could to keep me from finding God, basically, And when I was, see, everybody in my family, they all went to catechism and that, I never went to church, to be honest. I was never meant to be into God. Like I said, this world tried to do everything they could to avoid me from finding God. The world itself tried. The devil. I want to say the devil. However you want to word. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Catholic. I'm not I'm not even religious. I'm just a man of God. A man of God. I truly believe that. I'm here for God. I was sent by God, and I'm finding that out. And I'm tapped into God, and like I'm, like I have me and God are close. We'll say that. I'm not even gonna say that I have found God. We'll say me and God bumped into each other again, and when when that happened, it was like lightning went off. It was like we knew each other again. Like, hey, where you been? Kind of. And that's honestly how it was. Like the day I was up in my room, I actually got reacquainted with God with a 9mm in my hand stuck to my forehead. To be honest, about 9 years ago. We're not gonna talk about that, but yeah, that's basically how it happened. Some people pray to God a lot and don't get answered right off the bat, and then some people instantly. The first time I prayed to God, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even believe what happened. I didn't believe in God. I had, it was just, it was that bad where it was worth a shot. I prayed to God. Something in this world just kept telling me, like, I kept hearing, like, the word God. And God was, before that, God was like the Easter Bunny. You know what I mean? God was the Easter Bunny. It was just, I never, I never laughed at people that believed in God and stuff like that. I was always just, I thought, I always thought they were crazy. I thought like they were just, I don't know. I thought people just wanted to believe. I don't know. I never realized that you could actually know God. I never knew. I never thought of that. I never. And God was actually tugging at me since very young. When I was 17 years old, I was an iron worker. And I actually got teamed up with a priest or a preacher, a Puerto Rican preacher. And me and him were connecting iron together. We'd go up on, like, we'd bolt the big iron together. Iron work. We were iron working. And I actually got teamed up with a Puerto Rican preacher, a man of God. And we used to talk about God a lot. And I think that was God's first attempt at reaching me. Because like I said, it just so happened, like my sister went through, my mom went through, the whole church thing, She's actually a Catholic. She goes to church every Sunday, to be honest. She is possessed, all right now. I kind of feel bad because sometimes I think it's because of me. like I said, for some reason, I don't know. I think it's almost like I noticed my whole life's been surrounded by just hate. It's almost like, well, like they say, like some people call people chosen ones. It's almost like I'm a chosen one, where like something knows it. You know what I mean? Some energy knew it. Like I've been told by different people or stuff. That I'm like, I don't believe this is my first time on this planet. I believe I was reincarnated a lot. And I have abilities, we'll say, right? Like psychic. I want to call. I'll to put it in words. It's kind of not like I don't want to say psychic. We'll put it into words as like so I can describe it. But psychic abilities, and supernatural gifts, we'll call them. All right, and I always have. I can see things. I can see things, and I can tell things, and I can sense things that most people wouldn't believe. Well, most people wouldn't believe that demons are. I mean, even like most people that even go to church, and like I said, I'm not a Catholic, I'm not a Christian, but I have heard enough out of the Bible to know that Jesus talked about demons and talked about hell and the devil and stuff like this. And so have every other, religion. We'll call them religion. And I believe there's truth in all of that. All of them, all of these scriptures, these ancient beliefs, even back to back. I believe I'm almost having. There's something to like what the Egyptians used to believe, or alien. See, that's why I would never consider myself a Christian or a Catholic, because I believe all of that stuff. I don't know enough to choose, I keep an open mind, I tell you that. I don't go by what any man would tell me. And I wouldn't. That's why I don't preach either. That's why I would not consider myself ever preaching. Like I would hit, unless I know what I'm talking about, I would never want to give somebody that information. What I'm saying are my beliefs. And I believe everybody's allowed to have their own beliefs and their own experiences. And I'll tell you what, by keeping my open mind, because when I first found out God was real, when I first found out God was real, I was like blown away. Like, I was a man of science, we'll call it that. A man of like, I thought that humans we evolved from apes, we'll put it that way, just like Darwin's theory, Now I think that's the craziest thing I've ever heard of, knowing God and knowing God's real and shit like that. But I had a lot of things that were not scientifically possible over the years. Like I said, visions and being able to, like I've always been able to read minds. And when I was younger, I thought everybody could read minds, to be honest. And that's why when I was, that's why I kind of always stayed away from people and stuff, to be honest. They made me nervous, sometimes I'd have things in my mind and I didn't want people knowing what I was thinking, because I thought everybody else was like me and could think know what I was thinking. And so I was basically kept away from people a lot. I was raised here by my dad. When my dad, he was not a nice guy and stuff. And, he basically kind of like, the average person is like taught to love and stuff like this, and everything that the average person is kind of taught. I was the opposite. I was taught the opposite way. Picture yourself being raised by a mean, nasty, mean fucking man. That's how I was. That's how I lived, a mean, nasty, hurtful, fucking hate the world man. That was my dad. he found enjoyment in pain, in misery. All right, and I lived with him for 42 years. So I mean, and I found out God was real 10 years ago. And I mean, I thought people were supposed to be mean. The meaner you were, the cooler you were, or something. I don't know. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. Sometimes it bothers me. I believe that I wasted 30 years of my fucking life. I think I did. I actually did. I wasted 30 years of my fucking precious, beautiful life. You can't go back though. You can't change it. It's gone. It's gone. Where was I going? See, this is why I wish I knew how to edit. This is gonna be stupid, but anyway, yeah. But no, that's how I was raised. I was raised like a fucking animal. I was raised like an animal. I was. My dad. I was raised by. I grew up with my two people that were my. Supposed to be my leaders in this world were fucking insane. Not right. My dad was not right. As you can see, my mom is not right. I grew up with two crazy people, his parents. It was a whacked out life, I'll tell you that. Like sometimes I realize that some people are like almost like they're jealous of me or something like that. I understand now. Now that I understand jealousy, I understand that it's not so much they hate me, they're jealous or something like that. There's like I don't understand jealousy, but like that's how that's how like a couple friends of mine broke it down. A couple acquaintances that I have broke it down to me. It's jealousy, and that's kind of sad because I've always been jealous of everybody else in the world, and I wouldn't wish my life on anybody. The life I lived, I would never wish it on my worst enemy. You know, and I mean, I'm not the only one. A lot of people in this world have lived some pretty shitty existence. It's sad. It's sad. And what's really sad is most of them existences are caused by other people. That's the worst thing. Like me. Like I watch the spiritual. I'm into the spiritualism on YouTube and stuff. I'm just like letting you guys look around, and just because I don't really like staring at myself in the video. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't care for it, and I don't like. I don't want people to do any black magic on me. I'm pretty tough where I don't think they can, but I don't think they would. You never know. I don't care for people. I don't want people to hit me with that black magic or dark arts or whatever people practice. The stuff that most people don't believe in that I know is real. But yeah, it's all real. It's all real. I mean, if anybody doesn't believe in anything like this stuff, I could prove it to them. But anyway, believe what you want. I will say that it's real. All right. Shadow on my doubt, 100%, 10%. I'm sure this is all real, and God, I feel bad for you if you don't believe in this stuff. But yes, so fucking where was I going? So yeah, oh darn it. But yeah, demonic though, it's a real thing. And but that's why I show videos. That's actually why I'm talking right now too. Just to say that demonic is real. It's funny. Like me, I've never really gotten along with anybody in this world. They for some reason people hate me. I don't know why. I don't know why. I know why, because I'm tapped into God. Because demonic is real, and I don't know. They it's like demons live in people. I remember when I first found out God, it was like He removed demons from me, and like evilness. I remember he removed evil from me, all the evil. I had lots of it too. And God removed all that evil. Day one, first time, God removed the evil from me. And I remember it was like a 1,000-pound weight flew out of my body. It was like 1,000-pound weight flew out of my body. And what that was, I believe that was all my sins and whatever, my dirtiness, my human side, whatever, my flesh. It was just I was changed, filled with His blood. He puts His blood into you. God, the blood of God was in me, and I believe that the demonic in people can sense that, and I believe that's why everybody hates me. And I don't know, because I ain't been around a real spiritual person. 90% of the people I've ever talked to, I've never met anybody like me yet. I see them on YouTube and TikTok and, tarot card readers, but I yet to meet one in real life. I can't wait. That was a huge relief right there. That was like a big, huge weight lifted off me when I found out that I wasn't alone in this world. I was like not the only freak of nature, I was like not the only freak of nature in this world. It was amazing, More than I thought I was the only freak of nature in this world, Instead of, I would never make this video right now. I won't watch this video. I know I sound like a freaking numbnuts. I know I do, but I'm still gonna make this video and post it just because maybe somebody might want to watch it. And I tell the truth. I'm telling the truth. It's hard for me to put this stuff into words. Not to mention I'm not really good at talking to people. I don't get to talk to people very often. So just forgive me about that. I'm not very good at talking. I've been pretty isolated up here for a while. And when I do get around people, like I said, they hate me. They will have it out for me. They take me out. I just worked with a man for 3 days, and by the third day, at first I thought it was going to be good, because I just went through some stuff in life where it's not very good for me to be out in the city and stuff like that. I shouldn't leave this property for a little while, because of, I had issues, and I'll put it that way. I had issues, and I just got over them, and I definitely shouldn't be around anybody that's not holy right now, And this guy Eddie I know up the road, he was a mechanic for my dad when I was working and had too much work to do. He's a fly-by-night mechanic, like me. Not a real good shot, but he knows how to do things. He actually is not as good as me. Not that I'm patting myself on the back, but yeah, he kind of sucks. He sucks. Most people are. I'm very, thank you God, but I am very sharp when it comes to doing things. God bless me with abilities that I ain't seen in nobody yet, and fixing things and working and stuff like that. I'm not even to pat myself on the back. I really can honestly say that. I am freaking very good at doing things. I'm very good with my hands, like fixing things and building things. I'm pretty much really good at anything I want to do if I'm interested in it. anything I want to do. And another thing is, people hate me because I'm strong. And like some men hate. I don't know. Men hate me. I don't know why. Men hate me, and people tell me that it's jealousy. I don't know why. Like I said, but yeah, I guess men hate me. They're jealous of me for some fucking stupid reason. I don't understand why. There's nothing to be jealous of me for, because I don't even. I'm not. I don't even like being me, to be honest. I'd rather be anybody else in the world sometimes. I live a fucking life I lived. I would not want to. But whatever. If you want to be jealous of me, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. But to be honest, be jealous of me. Honestly, that's how I brain thinks. Like, who the fuck is jealous of me? Like, if they only knew. They only knew. Fucking, they only knew. I lived a rough fucking life, man. I'm not saying, I'm not saying, I don't say that for sympathy. I just literally, like, I like, if I told you what I dealt with in the last 10 hours, I don't think most people should have to go through it. Imagine just fighting with your fucking mother, and just those shit what I deal with my mother, and just, or yeah, like I was saying, I went to this war. I went and asked this guy. I wasn't supposed to leave. Anyway, I'm trying to keep my nose clean. We'll put it that way. And I went and asked this guy. This guy offered me work a few times. Like, a few times, like, 10, 20 times. And I've always been working for myself and stuff, you know what I mean? And I just, because me and him used to do work together once in a while. Like, say I needed two guys to do something, my dad would hire him, and anyway, a few times he offered me work, and like I said, and he's like me. He's a fucking retired fuck up, basically, I guess, we'll call it that. Retired loser. He's a fucking retired low life like me, and deadbeat, And anyway, so I went over and I asked him for a job because I don't know, I figured it'd be like safe to be around him, I just, I've always worked with him here and thought he was all right, and I just, and I thought it'd be good. I'm like, so I went over there and I asked him, and he said, yeah, and first day was okay, and then by the second day, just like always, I could, and I was excited. I was like thinking, yeah, nice, fucking, because I don't know, like I said, I get like bored talking to myself and shit, and I'm like thinking, nice, a person to be around and stuff. It's, I was happy, and I think by the second day, I was less like I could just like sense the hate, the hate. I can just feel it, I can smell it. It's just like I can't do nothing right. You know what I mean? Like, he'd be like, where even like they'll set you up for failure, like, just to almost like do it intentionally, like to just talk shit to you. You know what I mean? Even though I know what I'm doing, all right, I think I know how to roll up an extension cord. Like those are my, you'd be like, here, roll up this extension cord, and then he'd scream at me because I'm not doing it the fucking right way. And, talking shit to me, and it's like, and this guy, I'd pound the living fucking piss out of this dude. And, that's another thing. I notice, I'm just nice. You know why I'm nice to people? It's just because I like to be. I've seen so much hate and meanness and fucking hate and anger. And I just don't want it no more. And, but yeah, it's got nothing to do with me being a bitch. And people, I think they underestimate that about. I think they like, just by me being nice, I think they smell fear or something. I don't know. And I know this. I know this. I've been dealing with it for years. I tell you what, I'm smart enough to know that I literally, like, when I go to work for somebody, I literally act dumber than I am. Just because I know it's going to go this way. I know it's going to happen. I literally have to act, because, like, men are jealous people, you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm fucking, like, look at me. I'm 240 fucking pounds right now. I'm not, I'm a fucking, I shouldn't even look like this. Imagine what I'll look like in 3 weeks from now. 3 weeks from now, I'd be able to pop that dude's head off his fucking shoulders. And I'm not brag, I'm a pretty strong guy like that, I'm naturally ripped, I ain't ready, you know what I'm saying, but yeah, either way, but yeah, dudes, they naturally just fucking hate me. They look for my faults, and it's like it bothers me. It's like because I just want to like I don't know. I often wonder if like I'll ever be around somebody that'll like me in this world, and I already accepted it. I probably won't. It's like it's what it is. Working with God, it's what it is. I'll probably always be hated. I guess being a man of God, because I know that's what it is. That's the thing. It's great because I see miracles and I got such a good relationship with God, and that's awesome and stuff. But that's the one thing. It's a very lonely life. It's a very lonely life. It's very very lonely. Uh, and I think it's due to the demonic shit. I think it's due to the demons. They're just like there's like like I have the spirit of God in me. I can say that, right? And I can sense that they have. I call it the spirit of darkness inside them because I've had it. That's what it was. Like I was saying that like it was like 1,000 pound weight lifted off me. That's what it was. It was that spirit of when I found out God was real. He literally like it was like he reached inside me, took my heart out, flipped the switch, put it back in, and next thing you know, I have the spirit of God inside me, and no longer the spirit of darkness. That's basically how it was. It was like, and something about people that notice that people with the spirit of darkness can smell that, I guess. And like I said, I'm just nice. I just like, and like I said, they also like people. The more nicer I am, the more people are mean to me. It's like I don't know, and I'm not gonna start being mean to people. I just don't want to. I just don't. I don't enjoy meanness. I don't like meanness. I don't like bullies. That's how I look at them. They're bullies. People are bullies, and it's been like that for fucking 10 years, ever since I found God. It's been like that. Even longer, even when I was a little kid. When I was younger, it wasn't quite like that because I was the mean fucker, to be honest. Nobody would mess with me because they knew not to. And that's actually one of the reasons I became a nice guy is because one time, I still remember this day, one time a guy I grew up with, not a good friend or anything, but a kid I knew from school. When Facebook first came around and stuff, I sent him a friend request and he never accepted it. And then I seen him at a party one day, and he's like, and I became a little, I was changed a little bit. I grew up a little bit, and he was like, oh yeah, he's like, oh he's like, I didn't even know you liked me, and I'm like, and I was thinking back like a time where I was like being mean to him, And he was a little guy, and I was a big guy being a big punk, back in 17 years old, I was a punk. And that sat with me really hard. I was like, people don't, and I realized it hit me right then like a ton of bricks too. It was like, people don't like me, they respect me. And right after that, I was like a switch went off, and I chose to only treat people the way I would want to be treated. And I've lived like that ever since. And this has been 15 years now, something like that, you know. And like I said, I was a fucking pretty big asshole before that. I was just another fucking punk, just like these other fucking assholes. And you know, and I just yeah, that's what it was. That's why like the last, not too long ago, within a couple months ago, I was working with like a man named Matt, and he was kind of like me too. Same thing, you know, where just he decided to be nice, you know, and me and him. That's why I really liked him, and he ended up fucking me over, just like everybody else in the world. That sucked too, you know. That really did, because that was like actually like the first person in this world I ever really had. It was like I honestly thought of him as a friend, and yeah, he fucked me over. You know, it sucked. It was hard. It was a hard blow. I wish he didn't. You know, I warned him not to. You know, I know. It was just like I was in his life as a test, basically. I think, you know, God put me there, and once things started getting good, he took my kindness for a weakness. That's basically what it was. And it sucks. You know, now lost all the blessings. yeah. Oh, he was being blessed. You know, being around me, he was getting blessed too, and took it for granted. And I'll tell you another story about that. I got another story about that one. And I'll get to that next. I gotta go get some water though. Get the sign up. Bye.